Albert from thatfxtrader.com, bringing you guys another video. And in this video, guys, I decided to change things up, and I actually decided to bring one of my students from the training course who actually joined about 3 months ago, part of my top 5 program. And he's on a Zoom call with me right now. And so he's going to introduce himself a little bit. And then from there, guys, I'm going to explain exactly what we're going to be doing in this short video. So would you like to go right ahead, Adrian?
Yeah, hi, my name is Adrian, and I've been trading Forex for like 1 year, and I've joined the Albert's course about 4 months ago, and I've seen really success.
And so what we're going to be doing, guys, is Adrian has about 9 or 10 pairs within his watch list, and what we're going to show you guys today is exactly what can you guys receive from the training course and what type of results you can expect, and more importantly, how you guys can go about trading the markets through a price action style. And Adrian's going to show you exactly that through these next examples. And so with that, guys, we hope you enjoy this video. This is something a bit different that we decided to throw out there. And so with that, Adrian, you ready to get into it?
Yeah, let's get it.
All right, let's do it, boss. So what do we start with right here?
We are here in an impulse.
Then from there, what is this entire structure? We're treating this as?
Relief.
Right. And within the relief, right, what else do we see? We see a?
We see a upside move.
Right, we see an impulse, right? And then from there, what do we see?
The relief of that.
Right, okay, so now there's really 2 ways that we can go about it, right? And one thing to take into consideration real quick, Adrian, is that any short-term movements to the upside are going to be treated as what?
Short-term and high risk.
Right, simply for the fact that where's the entirety of the momentum?
It's to the downside.
Right, so the other sell opportunity would be as if we did break out of this ascending trend right here. And from there, what needs to happen? First, we need to receive a?
We see a push, and then we see a relief or a flag, and then break of retest of it, and then we can drive it to the trend line.
And from there, what are we going to need to see for the ultimate continuation of this initial bearish momentum? What do we need to see? What break of what?
We need to see a break of this level, because if it does not break this level, we can see like we could expect it in a consolidation.
Right, so we could either expect consolidation, which occurred here, right, or we could expect a potential pullback, right? Now, if neither of those 2 options happen, Adrian, what are we just simply going to expect within this pair? Expect
consolidation.
Is that something we're interested in?
No.
Nope, and let's move to the next pair, boss. Right here.
Well, that's the impulse.
What are we treating this entire structure as?
As relief.
Right, so any bullish pushes to the upside are going to be treated as?
As short term.
Or risk exposure speaking?
Yeah, high risk.
Right, or moderate, right? So, and any bearish pushes are going to be treated as long term?
As long term, or free risk. Like,
right,
yeah.
Right, low risk or moderate risk, right? And so let's look at the 2 ways that we could potentially look at these 2 potential options, bullish or bearish. Adrian, what do we start with within this short-term relief? We see what?
We see the relief.
And then from there, we see inside the relief, we see?
Inside the relief, we see the impulse.
Then from there, what are we treating this as right now?
The relief.
Right, and from there, if we want to see continuation, we would see to see a?
Break and retest.
Right, and then from there, we can run it back to where?
Back to the trend line.
Right, now this would be treated as short-term or long-term?
Short-term.
Low risk or high risk?
Medium and high risk.
Right, and if we want to take the big buy to the upside, what do we first need to see?
We need to see, well, first of all, a impulse, a
from
strong
there,
push, and there the relief or the flag, and then
right, and
the rest of it to see on their upside.
This trade right here, low risk, medium risk, high risk?
Medium. I think medium.
Medium simply for the fact that the entirety of momentum is still to the
downside.
Right, now let's look at the potential bearish play, right? So if we do in fact break out of this short-term ascending trend plus this low, right, what first needs to happen? We need to see a?
We need to see a break of the yellow trend line.
Right, and then from there, a?
Breaking the lows.
Right.
And then a flag, then break of retest of it, and then we can see further down.
Right, now if we want to see the big term sell or the continuation of this initial momentum to the downside, right, what do we in fact need to see? A break of the?
Break of the lows.
Right, with what type of movement?
With a relief and flag.
No, an impulse, right?
Oh, well, an impulse.
Right, and then from there,
from a relief.
Right, and then from there, we need to see?
Break and retest.
And then we can expect continuation all the way down to the weekly, right?
Yep.
Failure to do either, Adrian, is just going to result in what?
Consolidation.
Is that something we're interested in?
Nope, at all.
Let's move to the next chart. If we saw the initial trend to the upside, and then from there, what do we see?
Yeah, the relief.
Right, then what do we see again?
Another impulse.
Now, within the impulse, what type of formation occurred? Reversal or continuation?
That's reversal.
Right, so does it make sense why we saw a strong impulse now?
Yep.
So what are we treating this as?
This is as consolidation. Or
Right,
relief.
so because we did in fact break out of this ascending trend, right? Now we didn't create lower lows just yet, right, Adrian?
Yeah.
Right, so what do we in fact need to see? First, we need to see
We need to see a break of the lows.
from there,
Flag pattern.
right?
Break of retest, and then we can see it further down.
Right. Do you also see the potential pattern that is forming within here?
Yeah, head and shoulders.
Correct. Now, the bullish play would be if we did.
If we did break those highs,
Right.
we can see a flag,
Right.
and then break of retest of it, and then we can drive it to the last high.
Which one has a shorter term play versus longer term play? The sell or the buy?
The buy, I think the buy is shorter term.
Right. Simply for the fact that.
That we are majorly descending.
Right.
And we are at the monthly level.
Precisely. Now, if we want to see the big sell all the way down to this previous area, if you look left, Adrian, what we're going to need to see. First, we need to see what broke and what low.
These lows.
Right. So we need to see a strong
push, then flag.
Then what?
Then break, retest, and we can drive it to here.
Correct. Failure to do either, legend, just going to result in
consolidation.
Something we're interested in?
No.
Nope. Let's move to the next chart, legend. Well done. Overall momentum.
Down.
Within the momentum, what do we see?
The impulse.
Then we see
the relief.
So if we break out, pull back, short term.
Yeah, short term.
What type of risk?
Medium. And
right. And even if that happens, what are we going to treat this entire structure as?
As relief.
Right, because we still could break, then
break, and then the flag, break, retest, and go down as an impulse.
Right, and this would be a 1, 2, 3 pattern, right? And more importantly, look left. If you look left, that would be a structural retest of that right.
Consolidation.
Precisely, right? And now let's look at the sell if that doesn't happen with the break, etc. So for the sell, what do we first need to see?
We need to see a break of those lows in the trend line.
Then?
An impulse, and then to see the flag, then break and retest of it, and then we can drive it to the lows.
Right. Now, do you see one important thing here right now? What type of potential retest could we be in?
That's the one is momentum, and the two is a structural retest.
Right. So would you be surprised if you saw a strong impulse and then continuation back down?
No.
Right. Simply for the fact that
the structural retest, after the structural retest comes a impulse.
Right. And then more importantly, where's the momentum?
To the downside.
Right. Failure to do either is going to warrant what?
Consolidation.
Something we're interested in?
No.
Next one, legend. All right, let's get right into it. So let's look at Euro US dollar. What's one thing that we notice straight away? What's wrong with the structure? It's very
extended.
Okay, but one thing to take into consideration in behavioral analysis of the course is what is the behavior of the course right now? We see
an impulse. Followed by reliefs.
Right. What do we see again?
So
do you see the behavior of Euro US?
Yeah.
Right. Watch. Do you see again?
Impulse, and then relief.
Right. And if we treat this all as one movement right here,
that's
what do we this as?
The big impulse, and then the relief.
Right. And so look at this again. What do you see again?
Another impulse.
Then
relief. Impulse, relief.
Precisely. And so as of right now, if you're looking at these two structures, legend, and you see one big push followed by one big pullback, creating relief, right? And you see another big push down, right?
Yep.
So what are we going to treat this as right now?
As relief.
Correct, right? So if we are in fact knowing that this is a liquidation phase or a relief stage, right? There's a couple of ways that we can go about it. The bullish movements to the upside, Adrian, short term or long term?
Short term.
More importantly, risk exposure, low risk or moderate risk?
Moderate.
How are we going to take the buys? First, what do we need to see?
We need to see a impulse to the upside. Well,
followed by
a strong break and followed by flag, then break of retest of it, break
could
and retest
say.
of it, then we can see further up,
Right.
but short term.
Okay, give me the sell.
The sell, we need to break those lows
Followed by.
and flag, then break and retest of it, and then we can drive it to the lows.
Right. Failure to do either will warrant what?
Consolidation.
Are we interested?
Nope.
Nope. Right. And one last thing, even if this does in fact break out all the way to the upside, right? And let's say it keeps going, what are we treating this entire movement as?
Relief.
Simply for the fact that where's the entirety of the momentum?
Moving down.
Right. So at any point, we still could expect continuation down, whether it's there or if it continues up and starts to break, we could expect some point. Simply for the fact that two types of retest, right? That would be one. If it came up to here, what would this be?
That will be structural.
Right. And then we could expect the big push back down. Hence, all this movement will be treated
To the upside?
right.
Yeah,
Short
it's
term and
short term and modern.
right. Moderate to higher risk.
Moderate,
Right?
yes.
No worries. No worries. All right. Let's get to the next one, Legend of us. So what do we start with?
An impulse.
What do you see about the entire environment of pound dollar? What is it?
It's overextended.
Right. Okay. So now within that, what do we see within pound dollars?
Now it's in a retrace.
Right.
Or yes, yeah, it's retrace.
Right. Precisely. It's retracing or it's relieving. Right. And so any bullish movements to the upside are going to be treated as
A short term.
or
We are majorly down.
right. Exactly. Now, what do we need to see for the buys? First, we need to see a
The break of the highs
plus.
plus flag, and
Okay.
then break and retest, and we can see to the up.
Right. Now, this whole movement's still going to be treated as what?
Short term.
Simply for the fact that we could expect another.
Another impulse down.
And tell me why. Simply for the fact that if I'm looking at two types of retest, that would be,
That will be momentum.
this will be.
Structural.
Also, why will this happen? Where's the entirety of the momentum?
Because after an impulse comes the relief, and after
Right.
the relief comes the impulse. So
Right.
treating that as a relief, we can see another impulse.
And if people are watching this right now, even if it continues to push all the way up to this trend, is it still bullish or are we treating it as relief?
No, it's still relief.
Right. Well, the only way that it would become bullish momentum is if and only if we created a
We create a break. And
right. How
strong
strong?
break.
And how big of a break would you want to see? Impulsive or not?
Yeah.
Followed by
Followed by a flag.
right
Then
then.
break and retest, and we can see further up.
Right. Precisely. Well done, Legend. Now, if that doesn't happen and we don't make any type of bullish movements to the upside, how would you take the sell?
I will take the break of the lows,
Right.
of the last low, and then break and retest of it.
And then you could target back to the downside, right?
Yes.
And hopefully breaking the lows. Failure to do so will just warrant
In consolidation.
something we're interested in.
Nope.
Nope. Next one. You first.
The impulse.
Then.
Relief.
Okay. Right. Then from there, what do you notice within the relief? What do we create at the base right here?
We are now in consolidation.
Okay. Now give me the two biases, bullish or bearish. If we bullish,
Bullish. Bullish. We need to break the highs.
right? Followed by
Line, followed by a flag. And
okay.
then break and retest, and we can drive it to the lows.
Tell
to the
everyone
highs.
why. Tell everyone why we're saying we always need a flag. What always happens with impulse? What are people doing?
Yeah, profit taking. In the
Right. For continuation, right? Now,
Yes.
give me the sell. What do we need to see?
We need to see the break of the lows,
Which creates
which creates a false breakout. All that we have to the upside. Yeah, making lower lows. Lower
right,
lows.
and also warranting the false break. Well done. Then from there, what do we need?
We need a flag,
Okay.
and then break and retest.
Okay. Now, notice the behavior real quick. Impulse,
Relief.
then.
Impulse, and then relief. Then impulse, relief.
Would you be surprised if you saw this, or would you say it's understandable because of its behavior?
No, it's understandable.
Right. Now, failure to do either, Legend, will just warrant.
Consolidations.
Are we interested in that?
Nope.
Hope to zoom in a little bit. Let's stop right here. After UJ stopped this bullish momentum, it created a strong base right here, right? Then what
Yeah.
happened here? We rallied, right? Which breaking the what?
Breaking the relief on the tops,
Right. We broke the tops creating.
creating higher highs.
Right. From there, we saw a.
Flag. And
Right.
then
And then from there.
break and retest, and we continue up.
Right. Then from there, what did we see?
We see the broke of the lows.
What does that tell you about the previous breakout? It is now.
That is now, well, that's like a head and shoulders, but it's false break.
Right. And then from there, what else do we see?
We see the relief. the
Then
flag. and then continuation,
then more,
relief,
then drop to
then
the,
drop to the lows.
right. Then from there, we saw,
Without the relief or consolidation,
then what did we see?
another impulse,
Then,
then the relief,
then.
then impulse,
But what's going to be sitting here? Pending.
pending orders.
Why? Because what was here before? Sellers or buyers?
They were sellers.
And then we broke out, and then we broke back in. So what is this warranted as?
That's warranted as false break.
Right. And then if you look left here, is there going to be is there going to be bearish pending orders?
Yeah.
Right. Okay. Give me the sell bias. First, we need to see a.
Break of the lows,
Then
flag, then break, and
and then
retest
target where?
to the lows.
Right. Where's the pattern? What's the pattern you notice?
Head and shoulders
And the neckline is sitting at.
at the lows. At the
Okay.
weekly.
If you want to see a completion of this head and shoulders pattern, what type of movement do we need to see on the neckline?
We need to see a break of the lows.
How big?
Really big.
Right. From there.
From there, the flag, and
Right.
then break, retest, and down.
And target the monthly, right? The only way a buy would come about is if we made a
We made a impulse to the upside. And then
Above.
flag
above where though?
above the highs.
Right, where it previously,
Reject.
right, and
Then to see a flag, no?
right, but where it previously falsely broke, right?
Oh yeah.
And then from there we need to see a
Then flag.
right, and then one more push
Break.
back to the
Break, retest, and up to the tops.
failure to do so will just warrant
Consolidation.
something we're interested in, legend.
No at
No,
all.
sir. On to the next one. Let's keep rocking them. Let's go, boss. Keep pumping them out. All right.
That's the consolidation.
Then
or
what
relief.
happened right here?
Then impulse
What are we expecting at some point?
to flag.
Okay, if that happens, what are we gonna expect?
The break and retest of it. And then we can see further up.
Right. Failure to do so, notice this. The trend line that we're currently on is this one sitting right here, correct?
Yes.
What do you need to see? A break, how big?
Really big.
Right, which would warrant a, what type of break over here? Then?
False breakout.
Right, then from there we need a,
We need to break, a flag,
and why is the flag gonna happen after this? What are people doing?
because that's profit taking.
Right, and then from there?
The break and retest, and we can drive it to the lows.
Correct,
To see
right.
further
And
down,
what,
we need to break those lows,
my man.
another flag, and then
Right.
break and retest, and we can drive it
And what type of entry would this be? This would be one, that would be,
momentum and structural,
and structural short-term or longer-term play?
longer term
My man, failure to do either will just warrant.
consolidations.
Are we interested?
No, sir.
Right, let's go to the next one. Last one, Adrian, here we go. So, notice this. What did we just break?
We just break off consolidation. We
Okay,
just broke
but
the low
right, okay, where's the impulse?
to the downside.
Okay, what do you see here? First we saw, which was?
The impulse, which is momentum retest,
And?
and then that's the structural.
Okay, then after, what do we see here?
We see that's the relief
Okay, then we saw,
to break.
right, and where did price move back to?
Well, back to the lows.
Right, so now what is price established? It's simply in a,
Consolidation.
okay, how do we want to see the buy? First we need to see a,
Break of the highs,
then a,
then a flag.
okay, also what type of retest would that be?
That will be structural.
And then from there,
Break and retest.
target
We
the
can
tops,
drive
right?
it. Yes.
Now, even though we get to here, right, this whole movement here would still be treated as,
Relief
right, unless we break
to the upside.
simply, right, and more importantly, this high, because look left, look at all the pending orders here, right?
Yeah, that's resistance.
Right, this was all support, this now becomes resistance, correct, right? Now, if the sell doesn't happen, if the buy doesn't happen, how do you want to see the sell? First, you want to see
A strong break to the weekly level,
then,
and then flag,
and then
break and retest
back down to the,
to the lows.
right, and if it doesn't, we're just going to be simply sitting within.
Consolidation.
Are we interested, legend?
No.
Well done, Adrian. And so, legend, last thing before we let the people go and let them stop watching this YouTube video, what would your final thoughts be about the course and some of the recommendations that you could give to others out there that are either looking to get into FX or looking to find a mentor or looking to find a training course, whether it's me or someone else? What would your recommendations be? what were your attributes to success? What made you
This,
successful?
this course is really cool. I mean, like you can see it, and it's easy to understand. Like you can get it like in the first 3 days easily. Easily, you see the videos that Albert make, and you see the charts, and you can start like making your analysis and understanding where are you in the price and all that kind of stuff that you need to make an analysis. Albert shows you the way to do that in a simple way. In a
And,
simple
and
way.
and I really appreciate that, Adrian. And one thing I'm gonna tell you guys in the end of the day, to all you guys that are listening to this and to watch this video, first, foremost, thank you so much for staying with us and watching the entire video. And secondly, thank you, Adrian, for coming along and participating in
Thank
this
you,
video.
Albert.
And just to say this, guys, in the end of the day, our training course will do and serve as what we state it will do, but that will not come without hard work. And so someone like Adrian here has worked night and day, put his blood, sweat, and tears into this, and this is why he's as successful as he is. And so I just want to say a big shout out to you, Adrian. Real quick, Legend, what was the account return that you had last month?
The account balance,
The return.
the return, like I think 8%,
Right, and so that was really well done. And the month before that?
and the month before that it was like, oh, I just went back. No, 50%.
So okay, so it was 8% for which month?
8% for this last month.
For the 8% for the previous month, and then 50% for the month before, right?
Yep.
So 58% in total. Well done, Adrian, in the last 2 months. And so, guys, thank you so much once again for watching this video. If you guys did, in fact, enjoy this video and you guys want to be a part of our team, link is in the description. All the information is down below. Also, guys, if you did really like this video, please leave a like, as well as leave your comment and subscribe. That would be greatly appreciated. Once again, guys, thank you so much for coming along. Adrian, thank you again, brother, for coming.
Oh, thank you so much, Albert.
And see you guys all in the next video. Thank you so much.